this is Hangar 84. And this is where the craft and the bodies were actually brought into this hangar. But there was a lot of activity in this area here. And inside the hangar, right above on top, there was this large spotlight which was shining down on the craft, and also the bodies were laid out. There were 5 of them. And there was a cordon of military police around the area to keep people getting too close.
There were other witnesses to the strange events at Hangar 84.
I had security clearance, so I told him I came over there to pick up Lieutenant Governor Joe Montoya. He was at the hangar.
Joe Montoya, Lieutenant Governor of New Mexico, was at the base campaigning for re-election. Outside Hangar 84, Ruben Anaya was waiting to pick him up.
So the APs just lead us over there, you know, and then, but they didn't park close to the hangar. They parked about a half a block away. And I says, what the hell's going on, you know? And then when they went toward I moved a little closer, and that's when the big hangar was open, and Senator Montoya came out. He says, let's get the hell out of here. He says.
When he come out of there, he come out scared, and he said they saw 2 little men with the big heads, but one was alive, still alive. They had him laying down on the floor, and he come out and told us the boss was there, and one was still alive.
There were other witnesses with strange reports of aliens. Fireman Dan Dwyer told his daughter Frankie what he had seen.
He said it did not come from this world, did not look like anything he had ever seen, and he said there were little people out there. And Mother asked him what he meant by little people, and he said they weren't human people, but they were little people. He said there were 2 that were already dead when they got there, and they were put into body bags. And I don't know if the one that was still alive had put them into the bags or if someone assisted at the time. There was one that was still alive and was walking around.
At the sheriff's office, Sheriff Wilcox's wife later told her daughter that what he had said had really happened.
She said that there was a flying saucer, and that they even found some bodies by it, and one of them was alive, and that the Army, Air Force had come and threatened my father and his family to not mention anything at all about it.
According to Frank Kaufman, the debris and bodies were flown to Air Force Intelligence Headquarters at Wright Field. Another sample was sent to Andrews Air Force Base in Washington.
How high did it go?
All the way to the president, I was told. President Truman.
The lack of tangible evidence has been a consistent feature of the Roswell incident. But early in 1995, sensational film allegedly shot by an American military cameraman appeared in London.
Our cameraman says that the crash happened in June. He was sent down to White Sands on the 2nd of June, 1947, and that they'd spent a week and a half clearing up the area. He also explains that when they first arrived at the site, the area had been cordoned off, and you know, that no one went anywhere near the vehicle. The ground surrounding the vehicle was hot. He said the creatures were all laying by the side, holding onto these oblong boxes, which they wouldn't let go. And after a few hours, when the military moved in, the instruction was to move away all the loose debris and the creatures.
Ray Santilli claims he negotiated for 2 years to buy this film. He is the only person who knows the identity of the cameraman who shot it. According to Santilli, the poor quality is explained by the circumstances under which it was photographed.
It when he tells you that the camera had no zoom facility, when he tells you that he was wearing the same outfit as the surgeons, and when he says that these cameras had a fixed focus, and when they moved in, then there was no way of controlling the focus, and and it was possible. He was steaming up inside the costumes, and he was trying to operate the camera to the best of his ability. You just have to accept it. The other question is, well, why isn't it a fixed camera? Why isn't it a camera fixed above looking at the body? But then his argument is that, well, surgeons were bending over it all the time, and the only way you can get to see these things is by moving around. And the camera that he detailed as using, we checked at the museum, and it's a handheld camera.
Out of This World will continue on TLC.